Welcome to Thursday, September 11th, 2025, your Day with a Podcast brought to you by the Advocates Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, don't face it alone. Get an experienced local Wyoming attorney on your side. Free consultations at wyomingadvocates.com or call 307-800-1952. You deserve an advocate. Unsettled weather coming our way, but don't tell this guy, wow, that's a big boy. As we go and take a look at what's going to be happening over the days ahead, this pattern that we're stuck in, this unsettled weather, is going to just continue through the weekend and really probably through next week, as generally speaking, we just have low pressure and moisture available here in the days ahead. We're going to have some heavy showers and thunderstorms in parts of Colorado, New Mexico, maybe far eastern Arizona here over the next day or two, as that moisture kind of converges into that area. Also, we talked about this yesterday. There's action, tropical action, that's going to be forming in the eastern Pacific off the coast of Mexico. Now, depending on what happens, it may or may not be a player in next week's weather. We'll show you that. And we also don't see that big shot of cold yet. Folks might be wondering, are we headed towards a freeze, a hard freeze anytime soon? Anything coming that looks like a big shift back to colder weather? At the moment, at least for another week, we don't see that. Now, I'm going to show you a time lapse Jan Curtis sent along of the showers and thunderstorms that developed in southeastern Wyoming and western Nebraska yesterday, especially because I'm about ready to show you a lot of photos that folks have submitted from the thunderstorm activity yesterday. You can take a look at the visible satellite imagery and see the thunderstorms blow up right along that Wyoming-Nebraska border area. And some of those became severe, producing some very strong and gusty winds. So we had a lot of folks who took notice of that cloud bank building up with those cluster of thunderstorms. Yes, you can still have severe weather in September. It doesn't tend to be as widespread, but we are on the tail end of summer, and we can still have severe weather. A very photogenic thunderstorm complex that came together, making for beautiful photos, but if you were underneath these thunderstorms, there was quite a bit of severe weather with hail, heavy rain, and some really, really strong and gusty winds. We're going to be susceptible to these showers and thunderstorms over the course of the next several days, and one or two of these thunderstorms could reach strong to severe levels today in parts of the region. So keep your eyes to the skies and be prepared for these showers and thunderstorms in some areas that will continue to build up and get strong in the late afternoon and evening hours. When we take a look at some nice photos after the showers and thunderstorms went through, gave us some pretty sunsets across the region yesterday, especially out there in eastern Wyoming and western Nebraska after that front went on through. Some showers up over the higher peaks near Leadville, and that's going to be a busy area here over the next couple of days with shower and thunderstorm activity. Virga elsewhere where the air has been a little bit drier. Nice rain and looks like a little bit of hail shaft there in the Casper, Wyoming area yesterday. Then all the way back further west, some smoky haze into the Sierra Nevada of California, but some of that moisture is reaching back into there as well, producing some areas of showers and thunderstorms. Sweetwater County, a couple of days ago, picked up some good rain from showers and thunderstorms, and some areas west of the Divide will be able to do that again today. So as we go ahead and take a look at the rest of the week and into the upcoming weekend, as we mentioned yesterday, it's going to be more of the same for the region. Enough moisture around for some showers and thunderstorms and some comfortable temperature readings. The satellite image this morning still shows that moisture associated with the low that's parked here over the Pacific Northwest. The water vapor showing that very well. If you go back and look at yesterday's video, these satellite images look essentially the same. The trough is barely moving, but it is going to start making a little bit more of an eastward movement today. And that's going to concentrate the moisture, especially into this area here, over the next 24 to 48 hours. So yesterday that trough was right here, so it's been barely moving, but it is making a little bit more of an eastward push. The precipitable water is impressive. So we're going to step through the next several days here to show you where the moisture is and where the shower and thunderstorm activity is likely to be the most prevalent. So this is where we're going to be this afternoon. So showers and thunderstorms will be developing, some stronger ones up here in Montana and North Dakota. And along this axis right here, you're going to have some strong thunderstorms. And these thunderstorms here are going to tap into some deep moisture and could produce some heavy showers and thunderstorms. So the Storm Prediction Center, in that dark green and yellow area in particular, is where a few strong thunderstorms may pop today. Tomorrow, that moisture gets a little bit deeper. Notice it doesn't move very much, and it's essentially in the same place. So the same places get another round of showers and thunderstorms, and you can see this feed right here of heavier shower and thunderstorm activity that could go even into the evening and nighttime hours. So we have those dark shaded green areas where showers and storms on Friday could be rather robust. Now on Saturday, you can see the darker blue and the darker greens shifting more north and east up into the Dakotas there, eastern Montana, northern and eastern areas of Wyoming. So Saturday, that axis begins to shift a little bit more east, but there's still plenty of opportunity for showers and thunderstorms along that axis, but it is starting to move. That moisture is going to shift more out into the plains, so that's where your stronger thunderstorm activity on Saturday is going to be. Cumulatively, precipitation over the next 4 days through Sunday is going to be most concentrated here, and some of that is going to be heavy, as well as up here into this area here. But wherever you see the green, the blue, or even the gray, the potential of getting rained on is certainly going to be there off and on. And we do have flood watches in effect for a large swath of eastern Oregon, parts of Colorado and Utah here. You can see this area is under a flood watch from slow-moving, heavy rain-producing showers and thunderstorms, especially over the next couple of days. Of course, the western slope needs the rain. We don't want flooding, but that rain is going to be helpful. Now, through the weekend, snow levels will drop enough that some of the higher peaks will have a chance for snow. We've had some dustings of snow on the mountain peaks, and this is kind of the same situation, but maybe snow gets a little bit lower, especially there up in northwestern Wyoming, southwest Colorado, even the high Uintas, even the Sierra Nevadas up high could have a little bit of snow. As we go into next week, we have another trough coming in right behind. So there's going to be more unsettled weather with this trough right here coming on through. These two areas right here and right here is part of the tropical activity that's going to be forming off the coast of Mexico. And the big question mark is, will this moisture, will this area of low pressure be able to be brought back into the western United States or go out to sea? This is always really tricky. We have a 90% chance or better this will become a tropical storm, and all indications suggest it will develop and come up like this. As we get into next week, this could be a factor. Again, the key word there is could, but you can see on the precipitable water forecast, this is for next Tuesday. It's showing a lot of water in the air coming up the Baja, maybe even into Southern California. It's possible this moisture could get entrained into the flow up here, which sometimes happens, not always. And again, this is not a foregone conclusion, but if it does, it's going to keep the atmosphere in the western United States next week, especially mid to late next week and next weekend, moist. Now, this is for next Saturday. We have high pressure wanting to build up along the west coast, which will dig out a little bit of a trough. This is not going to tap into any really cold air. We still don't have a lot of big buildup of cold yet in northern Canada. But it will keep things cooler, keep things unsettled, and it could keep things wet. If that moisture from the tropical activity up here gets brought in, which is what the European models suggest, it's going to be cool and damp next weekend with that area of low pressure through, kind of like what we're going to have this weekend. We'll just have to wait and see. It's not a foregone conclusion that tropical moisture gets put into the western United States, but let's just say it's on the table, and it's something that we'll need to keep an eye on. Have yourself a good Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.